Hello and welcome to the Life with Cullen podcast. I am your host, Joseph or Joe Cullen, whatever you fancy calling me. This feels good, man. Not many people will probably know, but this is definitely something that I've wanted to do for a long time. I definitely feel like that I'm suited to this sort of content. I enjoy talking, and don't get me wrong, I do enjoy my YouTube videos, and I'm still obviously going to crack on with that. There's just something about the sort of raw, unedited chat shit sessions, which basically what these are going to be. So, yeah, welcome aboard. If you're watching this on YouTube, obviously you get the luxury of seeing my beautiful face on camera while I'm talking, but if not, Spotify and Apple Podcast, hopefully I should have it on both of them platforms. I imagine that it will probably go live on YouTube first, just because it's a bit easier to upload. I did watch a video on how to publish it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but, it can take about a week or two, and that's providing if it all goes smoothly or not, so fingers crossed I should be able to get it straight on there. But yeah, let's just go over what we're going to talk about. I've got my water bottle here next to me, so if you hear me sipping, then that's why. But I just do hate this. Alright, this is off topic straight away. I hate when people on camera or while they're talking, they make such a point of drinking out their water. So right, I'll give you an example, right? So this is me just drinking out the water normally. But then people, if they're on camera or if they're doing a podcast, they've got to make such a point of them doing it. They'll be like, alright guys, I'm just going to take a sip of water. Oh, it's just what are you doing? Just take the sip of water, mate. People aren't going to mind. Right, anyway, that's got my little moan out of the way. So, yeah, let's firstly just go over, what I want from the podcast, what I want to happen, what I want to talk about, etc., etc. So, why a podcast, Joe? Why have you started this? Your YouTube videos are shit, so don't really blame you. No, it's not anything to do with that. Like I said, it's just something I've always wanted to start. What I actually want to talk about on this podcast is literally anything. So, I do predominantly make fitness videos, but I don't want to just make that my one-dimensional thing, because I feel like I've got more to offer. So I definitely feel like I want to do these episodes where I can just talk to myself, me and the microphone and the camera. But I definitely want to do some more interview type podcasts, whether that be fitness people, whether that be anyone. I just want to talk to as many people as I can, and just, yeah, I suppose this podcast is kind of more so about the journey, I'm pretty young now. I'd say I'm young. I'm 20 at the moment, 21 in a few months. So yeah, I just want this podcast to kind of just show the journey of me learning about stuff, because, I haven't got anything figured out, to be honest with you. And hopefully this can be kind of relatable for some people, because I feel like whenever you listen to podcasters or you watch your favourite YouTubers, you don't, you can't really relate to them as much, because they just seem like this such higher person, how they're so confident on camera, how they're so productive, how anything you can latch onto, you're going to compare yourself to and be like, how does he do it? So hopefully with this podcast I can just be a relatable guy and just chat about anything. I want to chat about funny stories that have happened in life, just some life lessons I've learned, and I'm going to learn lessons on this podcast by speaking to other people. And I feel like it's just good as well. It might even be therapeutic, I suppose, just talking on camera and talking to the mic. I keep saying that really awkwardly, talking to the camera, talking on mic. But yeah, just letting it all out, mate. Just not hiding anything. So that's pretty much the idea of the podcast. This first episode isn't going to be too long, because I kind of just want it to be an introductory episode where I kind of lay down the foundations. Tell people what it's about. Obviously, subscribe. I've decided to put it on this channel. I did go back and forth whether to put it on, just stick it on the one channel or have it on two separate channels, but for the long-term plan, I feel like it would be a good idea to have it on a separate channel. But who knows, that may change if I decide to. But yeah, I think that really covers why I'm starting the podcast. I don't think that I'm missing anything else. I'm not going to go over it again. Yeah, it's just because I just feel like talking. I enjoy talking, and I feel like it will be, even if I don't, stick out this podcast for 10 years, obviously the idea is I want to stick this podcast out forever, not for as long as I enjoy it, but, at least then I'll gain some experience of talking on a microphone by myself, talking to the camera on my own. It's just good life experience, so, and like the same why I started my YouTube, I suppose, which I'm going to touch on in a second, is just that I've always thought about doing it, so why would I not just do it and see how it goes. I live on a hill, right, and there's always just people on the proper dirt bikes that just zoom down the hill, and it's so noisy. Like, I've got the window shut, it's like 20 odd degrees here in London, and it is hot in this room, but I'm making a sacrifice for this podcast to keep it shut, to keep the audio decent. So yeah, if that doesn't deserve a like or a subscribe, or what do you even get in the podcast world? A listen, a share? Like, I don't even know what you ask for. So YouTube, you just ask for like, subscribe, but I don't know. We'll find out, I suppose. But that's just. By the way, I'm definitely gonna just tangent off on a lot of things. It's kind of just how I talk. I'll be talking about one thing. One thing will catch my eye or pop into my head, and I'll just talk about it. So that's good. I feel like that's what podcasts are all about. So this first episode, I'm going to cover why I started YouTube, because I've not met too many people have asked me about it, but I did speak to a couple of people recently about it, and I think it's quite broader as to why I started YouTube than the general answers you kind of get. I feel like a lot of people just kind of say like, oh, I just fell into it, or, I've always dreamed of being a YouTuber, and I don't know, mine's kind of got like multiple layers to it. So, and to be fair, like out of my area that I live in, there's hardly anyone doing YouTube videos or podcasts or anything like that. I feel like it's just a fear of judgment, which is such a massive holding back point for most people, I suppose. There's like, I've spoke to so many people, and they've said like, I don't know how you have the confidence to do it. I don't know like how you can do. Like, are you not scared about what people will think? And it's like, of course I am human. It comes naturally into my head what people will think. But I think I've definitely over the years developed this kind of so what mindset. Like, I'm not fully there, and I don't think you ever will fully be there. But like, the way I think about it is just like, when you actually think about like being dead. It's taking a bit of a turn, like deep turn, but I think about how boring being dead is going to be. Like, excluding like if you're religious, I respect that, but excluding all that, the afterlife beliefs, if you have any, like let's just for argument's sake say that this is your only time on earth. Because even if you believe in an afterlife, then this is your only time on earth, right? So imagine how boring it is going to be being dead. Like, it's just going to be so boring. Just going to be sitting there, or maybe even burnt if you get cremated. Like, it's just going to be so boring, and you're not, like, when I'm 60 years old, I'm not going to care about what people thought of me on Instagram, like, who cares? Like, of course there's going to be people judging you, but no matter what you do, like, I remember in year 11, so I was about 4 years ago, like, I was so obsessed with what everyone thought of me. Like, I wanted everyone to like me. It's kind of like that episode of Recess, if anyone watched it back in the day. What's the main character's name? TJ? Is that right? I think the main character's name TJ. Apologies if I'm getting that wrong, but the guy with like the green jacket and the backwards red snap. There's this one episode where he's just like, there's this one person that just says that he doesn't like him, and it like proper annoys him, and he's like, the whole episode's him just trying to understand why this kid doesn't like him and make him like him, but it just won't happen. So I definitely was like, I can relate to that so much. I was just so obsessed with everyone liking me and thinking well of me, and I don't know, I suppose growing up I didn't really have anyone telling me that I can't do this, or I'm not good enough. Like, I just had everyone telling me that I could do things, and a lot of encouragement. So I suppose I got kind of wrapped up in bubble wrap, if you like, and I was just took it too far. I just wanted everyone to like me. I wanted everyone to speak well of me, and it's just not possible, because I could have, just worked a normal city. Like, I'm still working a job, by the way. I'm definitely not doing this full time. But like, I could have just, kept myself to myself, lived a normal 9 to 5 job, which I'm not slagging off before anyone else. Like, I think that's another story, like working 9 to 5 or whatnot, but I'm not slagging it off. But I could have, just kept myself to myself, worked a normal job up the city, went out on occasional weekends, not posted so much on social media, but I just had this inner. I just realised I've been speaking for the past 5 minutes. I haven't even answered the question. Apologies. But yeah, like I could have just kept my. I'm getting to it. I promise. I'm getting to it. I just had this inner desire to just, fuck it. Let's try it. Let's see. And this is where it kind of. Like when I initially started it, I just thought, you know what? Even if I don't stick this out, even if I don't enjoy it like 2 years down the line, or it doesn't do as well as I want it to, or just, I think generally it's just enjoyment. Like if you're enjoying it, it doesn't really matter how well it's doing. And I say well in a very, I don't know what the word is. I've done the little apostrophe things with my fingers for those who are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcast. But yeah, like if it doesn't get traction, if 4 people watch this and 2 people tell me it's sick, like that means way more. Like when I make YouTube videos, like right, I think I'm at 86 subscribers right now, I think, which is, I think, pretty sick. Obviously they are some of my mates, but there are actually people out there who subscribe to me that I don't know of, and I think when I make YouTube videos, like the best thing is like when I get like a message on Instagram from like someone obviously I know them, but I haven't spoke to them in a while, and they're like, oh, you know what, that was actually a sick video, like keep doing what you're doing, like that, them sort of messages mean 10 times more than getting X amount of views, or like it just doesn't compare. An actual human saying to you, you know what, like I fucked with this was good. It just means way more than an arbitrary number on a screen. Although it is weird because like I'm trying to break this habit, but I do find myself kind of falling into the trap of like views dictating my mood, which is a very bad habit. I need to snap out of it instantly. Like I'm not there, like I'm not fucking down for a week if my video gets like 50 less views, because that's stupid. But I definitely find myself just like the first sort of hour to 2 hours, I'll like keep checking the views, and if it's not doing as well as it normally does, then I'm like, oh fuck, like I said, I'm not down, but I'm like, shit, like, what did I do wrong? Did I tag it wrong? Did I put the title wrong? Did I maybe get the thumbnail wrong, etc. So yeah, I just done it because I've always thought about it. I think I wanted to be a YouTuber when I was probably 11 or 12. I literally just slagged off people for saying this excuse, but this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do it. Obviously back then it would have been a lot more different content. I probably would have done, I was massive into like FIFA back then, so it would have definitely been FIFA content which I would have made, which obviously at that time as well, but was probably when like FIFA 12, maybe FIFA 10 to 15, like FIFA was at its prime in terms of content, like, and if I do kind of regret not making content back then. Obviously I would have been a kid, but you look at all of them now, like all the people that did used to make FIFA content, obviously some of them still do, but now they've all kind of transitioned into that lifestyle sort of content, and that could have been me, but hey ho, it's not. I'm here now, and that's that. So yeah, that was definitely another, like, I've always just wanted to do YouTube. Like I get slagged off a lot of this, but I never really watch TV. I don't watch films. Like I've never watched a series on Netflix before. I just always grew up watching YouTube, and everyone goes like, well, what do you even watch on YouTube? Like, what is it even to watch? But I just feel like maybe my generation was probably, even people my age, I don't think people watched YouTube as much. Like I still watch it a lot, but watch YouTube as much as me. And I think from my age down, it will probably relate more that like you can just watch YouTube for like 4 or 5 hours straight. Like, and the worst thing is that I'll watch it, and then you'll ask me tomorrow what I watched, and I won't even remember. So it's like, don't get me wrong, I do watch a lot of good shit on YouTube, but I definitely do watch a lot of like just crap that I won't even remember in a day. So, yeah, it's. But then I suppose that's like TV, innit? Sometimes you watch a show and you'll be like, why the fuck did I watch that? But sometimes you watch a show and be like, that'll be sick. So, yeah, that's that. Also, there's probably people out there like, well, why don't you just watch Netflix or films or whatever? And it's not that I don't particularly like them, because I have gone to like the cinema. I saw Legend recently, which is like a gangster film. That was very good. I saw the Joker film when that came out. I thought that was pretty good as well. It's not that I don't enjoy them when I physically sit down and watch them. It's just that I suppose where I'm so far behind now, it's kind of got to the point where whenever I bring it up or whenever films get sort of in the conversation, there's people going, oh, you have to watch this, you have to watch that, you have to watch this. And there's just so many that I have to watch that it's kind of, it puts me off of the thought of like, because in my head I'm like doing the hours of how long this is going to take. And I'm not sitting here like, oh, I haven't got the time, because I do, because I'll spend it watching YouTube. But like YouTube, you're like, right, 6 minutes here, 12 minutes there, 4 minutes there, 10 minutes there, 20 minutes there. Like, it's very broken down, so you don't really do the maths in your head. But with films, you're like, fuck, that film's an hour and a half. Jesus, that series has got 10 episodes per season. And you're just like, fucking hell, like, how am I going to get through all of this? So I think that's probably why I don't watch stuff. It's just the fact that there's so much that I have to see that it kind of puts me off. So I think that's that. And I'm trying to think if there's any more reasons as to why I started YouTube. So I've covered the general, I wanted to be a YouTuber. I've talked about that I've just always grown up watching YouTube. I think I did touch base on the confidence thing, but I'll probably go over this again. So yeah, I feel like if I do sack this off in like a year or two, which obviously isn't the plan right now, but I'm open to the thing that things change. So I just feel like it will be good life skills, being able to talk to a camera, being able to talk to a microphone. It's just good for the life skills. So whatever I end up doing in life, this is a good way to put myself out there, just grow some confidence, and kind of develop that mindset of like, I can do whatever, and I won't actually, like, I'll think about it in the sense of, I want to do this, so I'm going to do it, as opposed to like, I want to do this, but I'm worried about X, Y, and Z, what they're going to think about it, because like living in the fear of what people are going to think of you, like, it's just so long and so not worth it. Like, and it's not something that you wake up overnight and right, tomorrow, I don't care what anyone thinks. It's definitely like a day by day learning process. Put a little Instagram story here, put a little post that you've kind of ummed and ahed about, just post it. And that was the thing when I first made my first YouTube video. If you ever go watch it back, it's horrific. Like, I can't really watch it back without cringing. Like, I have to turn it off after like a minute or two. It's pretty rough. But I remember when I recorded it, obviously I didn't have any lighting, microphones, literally nothing. I just filmed it on my iPhone, and all in one take. I didn't edit it, nothing. But I kind of remember like having like a rush of blood. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna record it. And then once I finished it, I was like, I kind of went back into my panic mode, like, oh shit, what are people gonna think? Yada yada yada. And then when it actually came to uploading it again, all you've got to do is just push that button. As soon as you press upload, like, imagine if I had uploaded that video and then just not uploaded anything again, it probably would have made me appear, again, I'm not that fussed, but this is how I kind of programmed my head. At that time, I was like, I'll probably look more stupid, I'll probably look more stupid if I post this one video and then just don't post anything else, because then everyone's going to be like, well, why did you post one video? Like, if you're going to do something, do it proper. So, of course, there's probably, I've never received hate from anyone, like someone telling me you are shit or you make white videos, like, generally I don't think that would bother me, but you never know, we'll see. But I know there's definitely, and I'm not saying this in like there's definitely people that judge me away, but there obviously is some people out there that have probably whispered to their mate. I've grown up in an area, it's kind of near Essex, we'll count it as Essex. It's a very bitchy area, it's a very like or did you see what they done? Let's bitch about them, gossip about them. So yeah, it's just one of them things. I know people are probably thinking this is stupid or weird or whatever, but it's one of them things. At least when I'm 24 and I am or I aren't doing this, I'll be like, you know what, at least I gave it a go, at least I tried it. Now I know that I wouldn't want to do something like that, or hopefully, big hopefully, because I do want to be doing this long term, is that I'll go, you know what, starting that was probably the best decision I ever made, and I can look back on episodes like this or videos like this where I've just gone, and this is the sick bit of like me filming at this point, is like I'm gonna see these early steps. Like right now I haven't got the ideal setup, I haven't got all the great like best equipment, but it'll be cool to see that progression. Like I feel like if you want to make YouTube videos, you look at your favourite YouTubers and you look what they're producing now. Like go back, I don't know how long they've been doing it for, years or whatnot. Go back and look at their original videos, and it kind of, you need to, like if you are going to compare, honestly I don't think you should, but what, we're all human, I still do it. Go compare your videos to their like starting videos. So I've made, I think I'm at 19 videos, 20, we'll say 20 as a rough number, but like go compare my first 20 videos to someone else's first 20 videos that's on big time subscribers now. Like I'd argue that mine are maybe potentially a bit better, or they might not be. Obviously it varies from person to person, but yeah, it's just it'll be cool to look back on. Even like I said, even if I don't carry this on, I've made travel videos, and when I went to Bali in Thailand, in case anyone didn't know. It's kind of an inside joke because everyone takes the piss out of me because I bring it up all the time, but it'll be cool to look back on. So I think that's going to wrap it up. So like I said, I only wanted the first episode to be a short episode. One question I do need to ask people, anyone who's good with cameras out there, let me know, because I'm looking at my camera right now and it's saying that like I bought like a brand new SD card, but my camera's got like a recording limit, so like I think it can only record for like 27 minutes at a time. Pretty much all I'm going to ask is there any way around this? Is there anything I can do? I did try and do a little bit of research into why this is, but I think it's just some of the way that some of the cameras are set up. But if anyone has any tips or knows how to work around it, let me know. I mean, worst ways, I'll just use this camera, and then I can just obviously just stop recording, press record, and just edit that little segment out, which isn't the end of the world. But ideally I'd want this to just be kind of free-flowing, relaxed commentary. So yeah, if anyone knows anything about that, comment below or just message me on my Instagram. My Instagram is @cullen.life. But yeah, I think that wraps it up. So thank you to everyone who has listened to this. I appreciate you sticking around for the whole 23 minutes, because you deserve a big pat on the back for listening to me for 23 minutes, just waffle on. But yeah, I'm not going to keep you too long, so hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe to the new channel, like this video, share it with people, and yeah, this is the start of something new. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm excited to do this, and long may it continue. So thank you for listening, thank you for watching. That's all from me in a bit.